Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo!
The WBC president stated that Bivol made 2.75 mil for his fight versus Beterbiev, and he's confused on why he would turn down 8 mil versus Benavidez.
No comment on that one.
No comment on
I'll
that
let
one?
anyone with common sense think about the possible numbers.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, Varel. And it's like, right, boom, negotiations, boom, purse bid, boom, telling people the public offer. I mean, when has there ever been a time where, you know, someone from the organisation is publicly telling about the offer that Dimitri Bivol would receive? It's quite bizarre, actually. And it's like trying to put pressure on him to take the fight. The money's nowhere near the money that he's going to make to fight Beterbiev. But it doesn't matter if the offer was 20 million. We have a contract. And we also have our word, which is our bond, which we don't ever go against. And we will be taking the third fight, and we will be fighting with His Excellency because he's given Dimitri the greatest opportunity. And by the way, in my opinion, and it's very difficult for Maurizio and the WBC because you're under a huge amount of pressure from all different parties pushing, and you know, it's very important that the greatest fights in the sport are allowed, and they supersede sometimes a mandatory obligation. For me, Bivol Beterbiev is the greatest fight in the division. We've seen two of the best fights I've ever seen. Why wouldn't you allow the third for undisputed? But look, everybody's got their rules. We are where we are. We're talking now to Louis de Cubas about David Benavidez against Callum Smith. I think it's a tremendous fight. Callum Smith's the WBO interim champion. He's also mandatory. And I guess we'll make that fight, hopefully. And then we look forward to Bivol against Beterbiev 3.
You have a lot of fighters phones around these. It's taking the little players one to see it playing with you. With Shaka and Biasov taking step aside money and being the mandatory, is it a chance that we get those other fights, or is it definitely going to be?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's difficult because we represent Chakran, right, as well. And he kindly, a bit like what I said there, he understood the size of this fight for the sport, right? So, you know, he now has the winner. So, is there an opportunity to fight Brian Norman and Chakran waits again? It's difficult, you know, because it's like he's got his shot. It's not like, and we got to provide him with an opportunity as well. So the answer to your question is I don't know, but I do know that originally we were looking at Boots maybe moving to 54 at some point. If he wins on Saturday night, I think he's going to want to win the lot. You know, I mean, I'm hearing rumours about Barrios against Pacquiao. I mean, what is that for the WBC title? I mean, what is that? But Brian Norman, for me, is the fight. You know, that, for me, is a brilliant fight. But we've got to get past that. This is the toughest fight in the division. So if we get through, we're unified, number one, and then we'll see what's next.
Eddie, AC Mike W.
Yeah, thanks for the slot this morning. Great.
Love to have you on this morning. We appreciate you. Being from the area, East Coast, Philly, Atlantic City now permanently, Hopkins, Sergio, gosh, 2011, 12. We've touched on the hall, what it's meant, the convention center, the audience that's going to be coming down. Iconic, 1929, everything from Miss America to helicopters flying. Now, what you're doing, bringing it back. Again, do you see that coming? And I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. Is this something that could be revisited down the road?
Look, when you have the history that you have here, it's not difficult. You know, I can go up there and I can talk about all the great names that have been there, all the great fights that we've had. And this is another one that I think will sit alongside those fights in the history book. So for a long time, Atlantic City was a hotbed for huge names and major championship fights. So why shouldn't it be? Now, when you look at iconic venues for boxing in America, you can name them on one hand. Madison Square Garden, MGM Grand. I mean, you know, I know you've got the Cowboys. It's not really a boxing venue, but we've done big fights there as well. But really, like, talk about boxing venues. This is like top 5, top 3. So you'll see on Saturday night, you'll see the crowd. And you know, sometimes, obviously, it's great when you do a show and you say, massive crowd coming. And sometimes it's kind of massive, but it's not quite massive. Saturday, you'll see with your own eyes. And there'll still be people in boxing, because it's full of bullshit and lies, where people will be going, yeah. Oh, I bet they've only done 4,000. Watch. Completely. We're still selling. But come Saturday, this will be completely full up, and everyone will go, fuck me, wow.
To piggyback on that real quick, working with Visit Atlantic City,
Yeah.
Gary, the guys, and the gals, how would that go?
You know,
That's so important
when
have
you
that
work with a
relationship.
venue, if you've got a partner that actually cares and pushes with you collectively, you can really make it work. I mean, we've got partners like OVG, you know, all these big venue companies that work with you, Sal and the team at MSG, they get it, right? They really, you know, the Dallas Cowboys team, the Star, they want to make it a success, and those guys have worked just as hard as we've worked, and they're proud. You know, Gary and Jim came up to me and said, oh, we can't wait, oh, and they will walk around on Saturday night and go, fuck, we're back, baby, and I can't wait.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, the fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.